actually.
I get a lot from the community. I got my marriages from it. I got my daughters, them going to university.
So when I first moved there, I lived in Stockwell for a little. Then I moved to Brixton. I grew up here my whole life.
I live in Streatham, been here nearly 15 years.
It's one of the most culturally diverse places.
Lithuania, Mongolia, Jamaica.
So you could go to Tooting with the Asian community. You can go to Brixton and you'll definitely get your rice and peas and jerk chicken.
Can't give you the secret. Can't let out the secret.
We as a community who live in Lambeth, we don't get the first choice. We get thrown away at the side. That's the problem with me.
I'm Diane. I live on the ground floor of a housing estate, Tulse Hill, in Lambeth. This is because I live in a church. It's the bells.
My name is Giles Goddard and I'm the vicar of St John's Church in Waterloo, which is where we are.
I have been coming ever since my mum brought me when I was very little. I got baptised. So that's kind of my relationship with the church. It's been kind of a constant in my life, especially since I live so close to it in the local area.
My name's Juan. I'm the son of the one who owns the business. It's a Colombian bakery, but we sell various different Latino foods. So I have this cheese here, which is a Colombian cheese that we actually produce ourselves. Chorizos is a Colombian pork sausage with a lot of flavour inside.
I'm Alice Holloway. I guess I'm like an ethical fashion entrepreneur. This is our arch where we manufacture made-to-measure lingerie in Brixton.
Well, I'm Linton Francis. I've been doing this dry cleaning business for 35 years now. Entrance is going to take you down to the barbers and hairdressers, and that entrance is going to take you to the laundry. It's going to be the hairdressing. Nice room. I like this room. This is my favourite room. This room is like home.
My name is Nicola Belinfanti. I have a 18-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter. I'm an artist, photographer, creator. I'm a jack of all trades, really. This one is like bottle cap and polystyrene. And these are CDs. I like these ones better. These ones are the best. But I'm calling these recycled diamonds because they actually glitz in the sun.
I think a healthy community is a sustainable community where everybody has the opportunity to flourish.
Cities is one of the things that, how do we have a sustainable future? What do we do with all these people? Actually put them in little boxes, but let them make it unique.
We started off somewhere down the road. It was a way smaller version of Paula's Bakery. The space was probably, I'll say, up to here to that wall, and it would just be a little spot.
Yeah, that's the only problem. I don't have any space. I don't have like a building to accommodate my dream, basically. And I'm a bit scared to approach the council to ask for a place. Can I do it in a minute? There is space available, and in some ways it's being kind of artificially restricted to keep prices high.
They need to lower the prices of the rent, that's for one, because we've got the highest rent.
I think it's encouraging to have rejuvenation. It's encouraging to have expensive enterprises. I think it's down to the politics to have a little bit of respect for the history, the settlers, the community.
We are what make this community a community. So I think we've just got to preserve our culture here.
There are 6 estates that they're going to pull down and regenerate. Actually, what are you going to do with all those people? You're building stuff. You shouldn't be taking anything else on the planet. Stop building.
Getting the community involved and responsible for choosing what comes here or what's developed here, I think would end up with those developments being a lot more environmentally friendly.
As we're only takeaway, probably put some spaces where you can sit down, have your lunch.
You need to think carefully about the design and about how the public spaces are designed so that people feel that they can engage with those as well. Because one of the problems I think with lots of these developments is they feel very closed. I mean, they seem to have no relation to the area which is around them.
We've got green spaces, the therapeutic effects of nature and plants and wildlife has a massive impact on people's mental health.
Kind of lucky in London, we have so much green space compared to other cities. It will be nice to use that more.
Having access to places to grow food is really crucial, and having the skills and knowledge to be able to grow your own food.
Run your fingers on them. One of the things I do is lots of growing, because I've got a balcony outside, 3 houses next to me, and I grow flowers on all of them.
Last year I actually really thought about planting food.
It's which we've been thinking of doing here. In fact, we've just developed a plan to start having some fresh vegetables and herbs being grown outside in the churchyard, which people are keen on.
Many of the residential areas that have very big lawn spaces that have big signs on them that say keep off the grass, these places could be turned into fertile soil where you can plant, and those could be freely accessible to everybody on those estates and in those residential areas.
I said, look, I'm going to ask you, can you, this is naughty of me, but that bit in front of Purser House, can you not mow that bit?
So those kind of things that I think would really enhance, particularly this area.
All right, we ready? Yeah. So this here is the summer drink that I was talking about. We call it cholaos. It's very traditional in our countries. And also you put some Milo, which is like a chocolate powder. You put condensed milk and some fresh fruits on top. I really love it. The fruits could actually be grown properly and sourced them from here. It will make me feel happy that I know I'm contributing even more to the community.
There's something really beautiful in that kind of exchange where two skilled makers can make for each other.
The community was like living back home, really, in Jamaica, where I come from. Everyone used to look after each other. I would like to see some places with the kids then to go after school hours.
Lambeth, on a whole, needs more entertainment, especially for the youths.
This next one's just for the top end. Your turn.
We're currently in Brixton, Angeltown. I'm a youth worker. Like growing up under the poverty line was like a big thing, and I felt like my youth club did so much for me that I just thought I just wanted to give back to my community in some way, and I thought youth work was an amazing way to try and do that.
And don't do only this age group, separating the age. That was another conflict we had, if you like, to have only certain age groups together.
Things for the teenagers that you can bring little kids to, because I would want to go out as a family.
It comes from the idea of we don't know these people from this side of the street. You know, we collectively brought young people from Brixton, from Peckham, from Stockwell, from Kennington, all together into one space to coexist and grow together. We went our first 8 years of running our youth club with no funding. When the space got taken away from us, we did lose some young people to knife crime and things like that, and others did join gangs.
We need to kind of make a responsible map for them.
I've come in on the first day and she's sat down and said, today we're going to practice, you're going to watch Pam do this and then you're going to try. If you don't understand, then Pam's going to help you and I'm going to help you. I didn't get that anywhere else, not even in college.
Us literally being in here and finding out what it is you want to develop and how and what do you need help with, and us just being there to support you and making it happen.
Growing up, I was someone that went to youth clubs, and that kept me out of a lot of problems, so I think that there's a lack of that now. So I think stuff like this, if you're creative, for example, instead of just doing it in your bedroom, you can do it in your bedroom, go to the studio and then demonstrate it.
You're there for me, Jesus, when I storm and when the
music as well, it can be a bit lonely as an artist. So when you come to a place like this and you perform and you see how people react to your music, it allows you to kind of gauge where you are at as an artist, and it helps with your own confidence in your own music as well.
From 12 or 13 onwards, you need to become politically aware and realise that what you're contributing and how you live, if you don't like this, then stand up and say so.
Mindset at a young age that I've got to stop waiting for someone to do something for me, and deciding that if I want to change my community, I have to be the one to do it.
Do things for the community, like a show for the community, for the local community.
Because that's where we came from. Yeah. So I hope that when we make it, like this will be where the story kind of started.
Exactly.
But local councils, they're our people, they're us.
There are so many ideas and amazing projects that people are kind of desperate to get off the ground that can really transform this community.
Really and truly what I want to do the launch for and the dry cleaners. I want to do it for the community, the elders, the school children. I want them to benefit from it.
Bringing people together, giving people more responsibility and working with the councils, because there are some really creative people that can do things like this.
We have so many different ideas. Like, we have so many ideas in the back burner, stuff that's written down, just ready to go, and it's just we just don't have the funding to make it happen. New futures, isn't it? Just find us. We need the help.
8 years time, if it don't change. You could imagine if it don't change in 8 years' time, you could imagine my grandson is 9 now, you could imagine what's going to happen to him. They're going to be chucked aside. And I don't want him to do crime.
Every second is the future, though. When you really check it, tomorrow is the future. Next week is the future, you know? Even this evening is the future. There's things that someone was planning for 10 years ago that's happening right now.
Go out there and do something. And actually, how do you get love? How do you get this? Giving it. Give consideration, compassion and love. And it will come back to you tenfold, I promise.
You're